Welcome everybody to my channel and to the Sahari Show. This is the show where we discuss recent episodes on the channel and answer all your fan questions. And tonight we have all 24 racers back in San Myshuno for the reunion of the Sims Amazing Race 2. I'm one half of this spectacular panel of hosts today, Kaywireee, and with me is...
Opala Chaba, Heldo Dabishi, Wambavoy Yambalala, Uba Wayna, Confuliodala.
Yeah! Let's first give them all a shout out, shall we? We are joined by Taylor and Carmen, Faisal and Rizal, Tia and Tia, Crystal and Zach, Mackenzie and Johnson, Malik and Mason, Mackenzie and Oliver, Ernest and Wendy. And finally, our final 4 teams of the race. We have Samira and Octavius, Santiago and Evander, Albert and Ophelia, and Shidinma and Rochelle. Woo! I think that's everyone. Let's get to it.
Wabarani Zimze, Bayumi, Jospaxine, Wambavoy Saquinario.
Well, Evergreen Harbor has so many activities to offer, but there is not enough time to get through it all, so I picked the best of the best and even put 2 detours there so racers can pick what they want from the tasks that they liked.
Jessene Clonkus Skooma.
And this is why I am afraid of hosting this reunion. Well, most of the episode is already out there for everyone to see, so let's talk to the stars of episode 11, Samira and Octavius, our fallen angels of the Sims Amazing Race 2. Samira, you are stunning rocking that pride dress. So, you were neck and neck with Chidima and Rochelle and Albert and Ophelia at the fabrication detour. How far were you behind them when you arrived at the pit stop?
Pepisom serve. Zumbaska North serve. Blue, Pluzo P, Moochie Peachy.
Oh wow, that was so close. Do you think there's anything you could have done differently to change the outcome of the leg?
Beneath Flurba.
Spolip Lamena, Jasapa Frip, Loopspe, Finerba, Laga.
Befete Pelka. Kumiao Busharps Bosham.
Oh, I'm so sad to hear that. Well, the good news is you made 11 legs and you're the second best team of the race. I think that warrants some returnee status, eh, Kaywireee? Wink wink. Had you made it to the final leg, how do you think you would have fared?
Lamita Noonkim, Shape Lachi, Sibra Minab, Zamona Zara.
Bergaba. Ufa. Beneath Flurba.
Kompel Varuda, Tubki Emph.
Well, I very much would have liked to see you two deal with the elements of the final leg. So we actually have a fan question for you guys from Caleb Cook. Samira, what made you want to take in Octavius as your kid to take care of? And Octavius, what do you love about your nanny?
One fish, Licka. Ooh, Buster Bood. More spaghetti. Swabi. Beno Jirabao. Brige Vilpa.
Palichaba Kisabe, Moibin Fefru, Sibra Minab, Zamona Zara. Febide Mackiner, Jabini Nobe.
Oh, we love the love between you two. You are a shining example for all the non-blood relationships and families out there. What are your future plans, or what have you been doing since the race ended?
Kangaroo Baima, Mapiro, Sminchida, Kalu Prizoi Boha, Ikla,
Operani Squamish. Dossi Wabarleen.
Galpa Limna Glenk, Kangaroo Baima, Mapiro,
Pinkubu Koiba. Oh, yes. Bon and Grabby.
Rosetics.
Oh, yes.
Well, on that note, very lovely catching up with you two, Samira and Octavius. Next up, we're going to move to talk about the finale of The Sims Amazing Race 2. Don't go anywhere, folks!
Befite Shamagra, Grinoi Foibi, Kana Shuna, Barb Benip.
This is the leg that I felt the most pressure. Finale leaks can be so hard to plan because I'm like, what's the theme? What challenges can be grand enough for a finale? And how am I gonna do the memory challenge this time? I consider the memory challenge a staple of The Amazing Race, so I definitely wanted to mimic that in The Sims Amazing Race too, one way or another. I tried to improve upon the first season's one since that was completely random and luck-based. This time I took into account their logic skills as a sign of their memory, I guess. So Evander and Chidima both had boosts in their odds of choosing to keep or dispose their trophies. I tried to have a whole system going basically. I know there's still a bit of luck involved, but that's pretty much the whole race.
Bethate Pelka. Venu. Puma. Samso Mog. Bondi.
So there is 3 of you we're talking to at the same time, so we'll try to get to you one at a time. I'll just start with the basics. Albert and Ophelia, how far were you behind Chidima and Rochelle at the finish line? Was it close?
Misa Faba. Tomono Kaza. Sensibi Kinaku.
Oh my goodness, really? Also, Ophelia, you look gorgeous, by the way. Santiago and Evander, same question to you. What were your thoughts on competing with Albert and Ophelia for second, and how far were you behind them when you crossed the finish line?
Ja, de velk. Kiss nooit. Hemke harp dolphins. Sabomanukum. Bibwa.
Ubadubrig. Yalma umpatash bazuni. Reddish. Plus Quexel Rinshu.
Dodavepi. Omiva Dodavepi. Pomeray Quas. Flicks. Yabano Darza.
Oh no! I guess production wanted to wrap up the race as soon as they can. Speaking of Hoppy, you threw away that trophy twice, Santiago. Has that decision been haunting you forever since you saw it on TV?
Reddish. Neppy Ekachibs. Chasissel.
Oh, how things would have turned out differently if the cards were in your favor. Now, let's turn our attention to the winners for a second. Chidinma and Rochelle. Woo, yeah, give them a hand, everybody. You're the winners of The Sims Amazing Race too. How did it feel reliving the moment on TV?
Oh, Ulak. Yemful Apolachaba. Wixona Zarspa. Henthip Vabris. Jilurva Kitsuni. Zimze Quohaven. Cleve. Tanif Fazoo Pliva Paniv.
It was definitely a surprise for many, including myself, but your fans are very proud of you nonetheless. Now we're gonna ask the big question that many fans are wondering. What did you do with the million simoleons? How's life after the race?
Torky. Shuksa Fazoo. Oh,
That is precious. I can cry. How did Neddy come about?
Benu Jirabao. Rihe Vilpa. Watanabe. Pifital Dimfish.
I'm so happy for you too. Motherhood is tough but very rewarding. Trust me, I know firsthand. I mean Sahari. Sahari knows firsthand. I'm like speaking for her or something.
Rubara. Salopa Bruhana. Ukinakim. Umove. Happen North Saquinario. Axawa. Skiba Glosh. Waboose. Happen North Saquinario.
I hope I get to pay a visit all 3 because I love to see and hold little Neddy. So, any other plans for the money?
Tropha. Bahushu Foibi. Clevite Galman. Grinoy Bars. Palka Pinar. Oh, Ulak. Yemful Apolachaba.
That is so great to hear. I cannot be more happy to see you two thriving. Oh, final question before we get back to the other 2. Rochelle, I know asked, what kind of tattoo would you get to commemorate your adventure?
Loonies. Kelsey. Nepa. Chibi. Chavina.
Oh, that has to be the most meaningful tattoo yet. Alright, we'll tune into the runners-up now for a little catch-up. I will actually start with a question by Jacob Combs. How do you feel beating out Santiago and Evander, a team that has the most leg wins on any season? Oh, and how is Edna doing?
Snubara. Dubna Timfi. Watanini Cha. Waga Fruge. Borba Quest. And Fabi Narble. Franj.
Refsiga Palachaba. Yanaba Yaflam Shusha. Lemfi Nulet. Zappen Quar. Oh, Palachaba, Flamon Shush. Ulak Yemful. Purple Purpana. Kirasha Yabasane.
What was that?
Inva, Urapau, Floof Gaffa. Nepiyakaboo, Quexi Fazunia. Reba, Ukinakansu.
Maybe next time you should try like a GoFundMe or ask one of your rich castmates, cause that sounds like a scam. Anyway, I'm glad to hear Edna's doing better. So, you were definitely the biggest wildcards to have made the finale. Many, including Kaywireee at the beginning, anticipated that you would be an early boot. Did you see yourself in the final 3? And is there any advice you want to give to your future racers?
Vilpa Brehe, Kibaru Benu.
Bow down him. Yadamek. Fosanoi Valpim. Avanti. Befite Shamagra. Piffatau. Befite Shamagra. Grinoi Foibi.
Prop Pampe, who's like Jeffrel?
You two are adorable. Alright, moving on to our most dominant team ever to be on the Sims Amazing Race. Santiago and Evander, how have you been doing? Enjoying life, I hope?
Wasu, Wazunia. Ippy Chip Quexi, Fazuni Ichuria.
I'm Kim Angor, Slapshim. And Fabi Frenoy. Ibana Ishkawanj.
Well, yeah, you're gonna live good for a year at least while the supplies last. So, my next question also comes from Jacob Combs. Did you guys expect to do well in the race? And what was your thought process during the entirety of the race?
Ganesh. Apno Mafrispa. Frina de Yankee? Ravuda. Cranky Hispa. Franz Banfa. Kusha.
Turful Perpana. Kurasha Yabasani. Ah, ha 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 ha.
That is definitely a great mindset to have, in and out of the race. Did you have any favorite challenges or legs along the way?
Rugi Payun. Shalbo Barlini Yorid.
Hemka Harp Dolphus. Sabomanukum. Bibwa. And Frobby Sebrum. Vanoy?
That is awesome to hear. Well, we wish all 3 of you the best in everything you do from here on out. Let's move on to the next section. Our next section is dedicated to questions submitted by the fans. We're going to try and answer as many as we can since this is the last time we're covering the show. From episode 11, Rain is Drama asked Kaywireee, would you ever put your sim self in one of the shows? Oh, absolutely. Before I got big and received so many sim submissions, Sim Me and Sim Nate were supposed to be contestants on Survivor Blood vs. Water. But we're gonna stay host and make way for the fun competitors that are coming on that season. Ooh, and for Zach and Evander, y'all dating yet? Yep, we are putting you on the spot.
Franj Bishoshi. Sawada Bimi.
Aw, adorable! The world is shipping you together, so no pressure. Okay, Ricky Fitz asked, now that the season is over, what challenge was your favorite to film and your favorite leg? This is probably a popular opinion, but it has to be Leg 5 in Mount Komorebi. The snowboarding is fun, the vending machines are fun, and the rock climbing is also super fun. 10 out of 10, would have just done the whole leg again. And the subsequent question shall be combined with Rain is Drama. Will there be anybody in the season that will come back for All-Stars or future seasons? Honestly, everybody on this race is probably deserving of a second chance, and they all have reason to return one way or another. I'll name Santiago and Evander, Samir and Octavius, and Crystal and Zach as probably the most likely to return, given that they are the best 3 teams this season.
Kampel Veruda. Tupkienth.
Verobi Sapino? Chinobs. Dalafoy.
Yalin? Varobi Muma?
Oh! Dormi Brow. Maybe Yen.
Lingo. Canathoy. Yogs. Sigluna Viro. Binacampa.
I mean, is there anyone that would not want to play again?
Buma, Samzo Mog, Bonji, Rekalulu Saquinario, Canathoy Narble, Milshaba. Ugh.
Befite Felka. Benu. Befite Shamagra. Grinoi Foibi.
Adorable. We will see what the future holds. Oh, here's one for you, Sahari. Carter A asked, did you predict the outcome of this finale?
Bobsini, Nabora, Shadow? Abimi Shrozes, Nuloy. Wabarani Zenze, Bayumi, Just Vaccine.
Okay, here's another one by Raina's Drama. They asked the first boots. Taylor and Carmen, Ernest and Wendy, and Tia and Tia. Do you think you could have won the race?
Yanabi Varrob? Fini. Schmashal LaClin. Pipita. Huh?
Viva Deso, Lami Nu.
Utsapa. Blanca Core Cool. Yabasane. Shivni. Kukna Fish.
Aw, we love camaraderie. What about the other two? What do you think?
Heldo Dabishi. Fosanoi Valpim. Vanti. Baribi. Damse Brahana.
Flamibi. Yabal Nashaweka. Damsey.
Warspakatuni. Swabi. Viva Deso.
Love the confidence, Tias, and the honesty, Wendy. That marks the end of our questions from the fans. Thank you all for submitting these. Let's move on to our final section now.
Bono.
This section is kind of an open floor for us to address some elephants in the room that may not have been asked by the fans. Let's start with... Oh, actually this was asked by a fan, but I can't find the question. So, Santiago and Ophelia, putting you on the spot now. Is your love blooming yet? Has Albert turned around?
Bazunia.
Kurgadan Yadavel. Chamagra. Sublur Baroda. Bruhana.
Bafani Dawi. Prubara. Ichuda Yorblik. Yabya. Asbu. Pilpin Lanzai.
Oh, Albert, it's the 21st century. Their age gap isn't that weird. I mean, Ophelia's of age, so not that weird. So I think we've covered most of the romance. Let's see if the rivalries are settled. Malik and Mason, Crystal and Zach, and Faisal and Rizal. You had a big rivalry that started in Brindleton Bay and carried on to Sulani, which had no resolution after the guys were eliminated back to back. How are things between you all now?
Hapiam Apalachapa. Ibazrik Tumbra Zanoy.
Adabaglafi. Shunke Blopso.
Gaba Pomeranguas. Confulibo. Viva Desu. Stebu Plebo.
Beftego Shoib. Bretno Quabe. Stoon Weebus. Ziffle Fuba.
Well, considering you're all from different age groups, I guess I'm not surprised. And as fun as your rivalries were, you can beat the ultimate boss of rivalries, the Battle of the Mackenzies. Have you two settled your score?
Squamish Gorsai. Flazovilla.
Imka Floof?
Shupasa Benea. Hinave. Binfahep. Blarben Torka. Scorpel. Cababine. Boymel Chomp Gomen. Blarben Torka. Jasa.
Nicola. Benaj.
Aina.
Yano Zorpal. Blaho Quarma. Snoof.
Ah, Liebe Cruzar.
Sepine?
I love drama, so yeah, I'm grabbing some popcorn. Help yourselves, everybody! Oh, ladies! I thought we were doing a werewolf tug of war. Whatever settles your score, I guess. She is punching hard! Oh my god! Chidima is shooketh, and even Avanda is scared. Yeah, everyone's watching now in horror. Sahari's like, oh no, my show. Bodies flying everywhere. Please, the cat fight. Looks like Mackenzie D has the upper hand on Meme Kenzie at the moment. Oh, scratch that. Mackenzie Turner is victorious. Hopefully that answers the season-long question. Right, that was something. Now it's almost time to announce our fan favorites. But before we get here, we have some quick awards to give, courtesy of my good friend Fat Sheep, who gave us the idea of the Sahari Show in the first place. Nothing comes with these awards, just take them as compliments or bragging rights. Starting with Players of the Season. It's a no-brainer, it's Santiago and Evander, with honorable mentions to Crystal and Zach and Mackenzie and Johnson. I would have thrown Samir and Octavius in there too. Heroes of the Season go to Albert and Ophelia, with Chidima and Rochelle and Faisal and Rizal as runner-ups. Villains of the season are Mackenzie and Oliver, with Malik and Mason and Crystal and Zach as honorable mentions.
Merkel Zira?
What she said. And for most in need of redemption, Fat Sheep names Tia and Tia, with Faisal and Rizal and Ernest and Wendy as runner-ups. Trade of the season. Ooh, this is subjective, but I gotta agree with these choices. For Mask is Johnson, followed by Evander and Zach. And for Femme, Mackenzie Dipman, followed by Crystal and Wendy.
What dista be? Kenabo.
And the most congenial of the season goes to Samira. Woo! Honorable mentions to Santiago, Rizal, Tia Owens, and Zach.
Ibawa Chinosa. Torky. Shuksa Fazoo. Huh?
Alright, hope you enjoyed that little award segment presented by Fat Sheep. If you have differing opinions, do let me know down below who you would have given those awards to. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, it is time to announce this season's fan favorite. Starting this season, the fan favorite will receive 10,000 simoleons, courtesy of San Maishuno Hotels, as a thank you for entertaining our fellow fans this entire season. Fans were allowed to vote for 2 of 12 teams and will receive a total of 102 votes from 51 participants. Thank you for voting, everybody. I'll start by announcing the top 3. We have Albert and Ophelia, Crystal and Zach, and Santiago and Evander. Woohoo! Okay, and now, the fan favorite of The Sims Amazing Race 2 goes to... Drumroll please. Albert and Ophelia! Congratulations! You are the most beloved team of The Sims Amazing Race 2.
Avenue Smishy. Grinoy Foibi. Uribi. Damse Bruhana.
Smurg Zukinik Safoim Lampima.
Oh.
Yes, happy I'm from.
Romus? Laura Bay. Florix Sonoy.
Difficult. Sibuna Torble Farbe.
Lizarac. Oh, Lavine.
Oh, it is definitely a relatable thing. I know I would hate being sweaty and fighting the elements the whole race, so you got that part down. In case you voters are curious, here's the full pie chart. The last 2 that you do not see are Monica and Mason and Taylor and Carmen. And in 4th after Crystal and Zach is Mackenzie and Oliver. That concludes our program tonight for The Sims Amazing Race 2 reunion. We hope we brought you a great show and we thank you for watching this season of The Sims Amazing Race. Next up, Survivor awaits. Have a good final look at The Sims Amazing Race 2 cast and good night. If you enjoyed that video, please do leave a like down below. I'll greatly appreciate it. Well, the season just ended for good. It is so bittersweet, but I am excited for what's to come in the next reality show season. As always, take care, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!